And with that, we have heard 2 sessions from external experts about what they are doing in terms of sustainable finance and energy policy. And before we move on to listen more from the external experts, now we are going to have a very dedicated, prepared session on Yes Europe. And in this session, we're going to hear from the president and the vice president of Yes Europe. So welcome, Dimitri and Livia. And the stage is yours.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Ronnie, for doing this moderating of the session. And I will start again with some thank yous. First, thank you for the organizers again. So in particular, Leila and Seyla, who did an amazing job finding speakers, doing the communication, etc. So thank you so much. I also want to thank all the speakers that joined on a Saturday to do some presentation to our members. And lastly, I want to thank all the members and the people who joined. I think you all joined today because we have a vision that is shared, the vision to accelerate the energy transition. And I think it is amazing to be able to work in a community together to try to move forward with that. Ronnie, you already introduced us briefly, so myself, the president, and Livia, who is the new vice president. And,
hi, everybody.
Yeah. And yeah, I think we can start with the presentation. So just 1 second. I'm just going to share the screen. So. Can you see my screen?
Perfect. We can see you, Dim.
Okay, great. Is it full screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. So we're going to try a new format today of having a kind of a discussion between Livia and myself about Yes Europe. So this is a new format that I wanted to try. And I think there's also something that is very good with Yes Europe that I personally really love, is that it's a space that is safe, where we can try new things and see if it works. So we'll see today. So I'll start with the problem, but I think as well all today there has already been great talks to talk about the problems. Just want to repeat one phrase by the UN Secretary General. As today's IPCC report makes clear, there is no time for delay and no room for excuse. So in that quote, we'll go on. Livia, we see those problems. What is the role of Yes Europe? What are we doing to make that change?
Thank you, Dimitri. And thanks everybody for being here today. So yes, absolutely. So our vision at Yes Europe is the one to accelerate the energy transition. And we think that youth is central to make this possible. So what we want to do, what is our role, is to connect, empower, and as well be a platform for these young people that were passionate about energy and sustainability across Europe to make a change.
So Leah, you mentioned connect, empower, and be a platform. Tell me more about connection.
Yeah, so why connecting? So our network basically is made of students and young professionals, and the backgrounds of these students and young professionals are quite diverse. So we have people with backgrounds in engineering, policy, and business. But as you know, as Dimitri said, we are a safe space to be in. So we welcome any background, any topic, as long as it's related to energy and sustainability. And exactly what we want to do is to empower. So we want to have these people talking about energy, sustainability, and climate change. And what we do is that we bring them together, we give them a space to talk about it and to basically have ideas and make this idea become a reality.
Empowering is a word that is a bit abstract. What is it really that we do to empower people?
So what we mean, at least at Yes, by empowering, is that we think that the future leaders of tomorrow's companies, whatever organization, need to have these very strong ties to these networks. And what we think of doing at Yes is that we give the space for people, whether it's young professionals that have different job responsibility in their current role, to acquire new skills, and as well as for students, to basically expand their knowledge. And again, they can decide to create events, or if they want to take on a project, they can do project management. And at the end, we want to have these new skills developed so that the future leaders are more equipped to be better future as well for the future. And in terms of learning, we want to focus on energy and sustainability. So that is really our focus. And all the activities, all this project management that we may be doing is focused in that direction, because our goal is, we said it before, to accelerate the energy transition. So that always stays up clear in our vision.
Another abstract word, platform.
Yeah, so how do we do all of this? It's not that we just randomly decide, hey, I have an idea. Actually, we've built through, in the past years, this very big network. We have this platform where it's let's say it's flexible, but yet it's organized. So where people come in, you have an idea, and basically you have this, we can say it's quite big. We have quite a few members with different expertise, different knowledge, and you basically can, you can really just point it out and say, I have this idea, I like to develop it. And what we do, we make it happen. So by directing you to the right people, to the right group, we basically come up with a team, we come up with basically a project, and then we tend, to make this project become reality. And we're happy to share more information about some of these events or ideas that have become a reality in the next few slides as well. And next slide, Dimitri. Exactly. So then, who are we? And I think this is evolving, but it's quite nice to see when we try and put it down in graphs. Now, Dimitri will kind of share it with all of you. Who are we?
Yeah, I think there is something we can be proud of, is that even though there is a large amount of people that are engineers in our network, not only, but a large amount of people, we have about 50% male and 50% female. So that is very nice. And in terms of occupation, we also have very diverse background. So about a third are young professionals, but then the rest, they are either bachelor, master students, or PhDs. So this is very nice because we connect the people with different experience in life. Just to go back with a bit of history, we were born in 2016 at EPFL in Switzerland. The aim was just to connect students among the topic of nuclear energy. And then it expanded, and we are now in more than 18 countries. We expanded to also young professionals, and the next steps will define it together. We have kind of two parts in the community. They are connected, but we have two parts. The first one is the international one. The international one consists of now 50 members, like active members working on specific topics, such as the international communication, writing reports, doing blogs, etc. And then on the other side, these international communities is supporting the local community. We are present in more than 18 countries in Europe at the moment, and we have this regional approach with a European focus. The way we work with that is that we do not tell the local teams what they have to do. We give them the freedom to do what they think is the best for the country, and what is the best in function of the members that are in it. What are the skills that they want to develop? And as I'm talking about that, Olivia, what is the way that we work at Yes Europe?
Yes, so because as you probably have seen, there's a lot of members, and we're all volunteers, so we all have different, timelines as well as different responsibilities. It's a really complex environment as well as being very dynamic. There is periods where there is a lot of ideas, a lot of people, and there is more quiet times as well. So we need to be quite flexible with the way we work. And as well, we want to keep it going, right? So we don't want to be stuck by, waiting for a decision to be made. So we've basically embraced the concept of holacracy, and I would like to also mention Eric, who may be in this call today, who basically introduced this idea into Yes. And what is holacracy is basically a decentralized management practice where you distribute authority as well as decision making. And that this way you have really autonomous teams, but yet, you're symbiotic. You work together towards accomplishing a task, a project. And, and basically this way we can achieve our goal, which is accelerating the energy transition faster, hopefully. So in the next slide, we present a bit how we've structured, basically, let's say, our governance. So we have different teams working on different topics. Again, I'd like to emphasize that tonight we have the networking sessions where most of these teams will be present. So if you're curious to learn more, please join us tonight. And having said that, so we have different teams, and each team has different members, and then you have the country representative teams, and these are these 18 countries that we were mentioning before. The way we work then is that we have strategy and operations meeting where we meet more or less every other month, and we come in together and we basically pinpoint, where the attention needs to be focused, and by doing that we can really be flexible and help each other and achieve our goals faster. So next slide then is what do we do exactly, because we've talked a lot, but then Dimitri, what do we do, in concrete terms?
Yeah, so just take back this slide to remind that I'm going to talk a bit more about what we do that has a clear outcome. So there are many things that happen in the background, but I'm going to talk just now about the events, knowledge sharing, and policy team. But tonight you can learn more about what is happening in the background. So I will start with events because they can have a large impact in connecting, empowering, and being this platform. So first, the annual conferences. We started in 2016 in Lausanne in Switzerland, and then we went to Berlin, Madrid, Delft, Turin. It's the moment where we can meet like-minded people, learn a lot about energy and sustainability. Last year, it was supposed to be in Torino. It got cancelled due to COVID, but it is going to happen next year in spring. So stay tuned, and we'll share it when we know the exact dates. And yeah, it's going to be way better than the online one. Sharing a beer is better than just being in front of the computer. Another event that we've organized last year that I think was very nice, it was the Climathon. And I think it was very nice because of the dynamic within Yes Europe. So in only 3 weeks, we organized this event with more than 300 participants. They came from 50 countries, and they had 48 hours to challenge, 48 hours challenge to create a more sustainable world. And that was very nice because we had also new partners. Some of the winners and the people that had nice ideas, they got coached by Deloitte Foundation. And it was something that we really enjoyed organizing as well. Something else, policy topic. Last year we did a summer camp that was to talk about the Green Deal and carbon pricing. We also organized events with partners, such as this one that was about reshaping the urban energy landscape with several partners you can see at the bottom, such as YesDC, AEN, REN21. And the events that I mentioned now, they were in the international team mostly. But in the background, there are always the local team that organize events. It can be of many kinds. This is the next slide. They can be of many kinds. For example, visit of some industries, or such as this one that we organized in Greece, the energy transition pathway for the future. Now we'll go back to the previous slide. Seminar in Switzerland. So this is something we've organized a couple of weeks back to meet in person to talk about the strategy and visit some dams in Switzerland under the sun or under the snow. Yeah, before I was talking about the events, but we also do knowledge sharing and policy. So in knowledge sharing, we also write reports. Tonight, Jonas is going to share the most insightful information about the Future of Energy Report 2021. We also do podcasts on Spotify, and we have some consortium to talk about different topics of the energy and sustainability. We also have policy topics. We've done some call for essays, some policy reactions. So all of that are kind of new domains of action that we have, and that there is a lot of traction in that direction. Livia, tell us a bit more about the impact that all of that has.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've seen now a lot of events, and we've tried to just come up with a few numbers to give you a bit, like something tangible to know. So far we have 1,500 members. Who knows? Maybe after today's conference, there's going to be more than that. We have had 1,000 participants in events just last year. And as you know, last year was a very, let's say, tough year in terms of events. So I think that's a really promising result. It's a recent, so almost a year that we've started this podcast on Spotify, and we've had a lot of traction with creating that, and it's really fun as well. If you have the chance, just go on Spotify and listen to a few of us. And on top of just creating events, we also like to create content, right? Because we do have some expertise in the house. So we have created 5 publications on energy and sustainability, and so far we have more than 3,000 followers on LinkedIn, which I think is quite good. And as well, here, thanks to Seila, who is our communication lead, that is really making a great work on our social media to increase our visibility. And yeah, so this is just a few numbers to show a bit what we've done.
Thank you. So we talk a lot about what we've done in the past, but it's also good to open a bit to what we're going to do in the future. And when I say what we're going to do in the future, it's obviously something that we are deciding within the Yes community, and we all have a say to shape what is the future of Yes Europe. As Livia said before, we work on a flat kind of organization, and we really encourage individual initiatives. So if you have ideas, these are also things that can be brought to reality. But can you tell us more, Livia, about the future ideas that we have in terms of events, etc.?
Yes, so I'm very happy to share a few exciting events that we have coming up. So first and most importantly, COP26. So we're going to be present at some of the side events of COP26, as well as Dimitri just told me that we've also put forward an application for COP27. On top of that, we're also, as we've said, we really want to empower our members. So we're looking for opportunities of coaching as well as empowerment. So as we've said, if you just think of today, there's few of us present today and it's a Saturday. So what is really key of our community is that it's a bit like positive attracts positiveness. So for some reason, all of our members, we like to work together. We also have, I have to say, today maybe is quite intense, but we have a lot of fun as well. If we have the chance to organize next year the annual conference, please join. You will see that we're actually fun people as well. And in order to increase the visibility and to actually get more opportunities for our community, we're looking to expand our partnership and as well as to do some fundraising. That way we can basically grow and really give back more to our community. That really, Dimitri, you can also add, I don't know how it works, but really I would like to thank each of our members, and please go and ask the members of our community how they think, what they think of Yes, and I'm sure they will come back with the positive feedback or not, we'll see. But so far, I think we've really managed to have a great community. So really, thank you, each of our members for being with Yes.
Yeah, and to add up to that, I think we have many very nice stories of people who created some events or some activities that managed to lead some initiatives, and they really enjoyed it. And as Eva said as well, like the community is something that really care about, and that is giving us a lot as well. So on that, I don't know if you have to add something else, Livia, but otherwise, it's good. Yeah.
Good.
Otherwise, thank you so much for listening. We wanted to keep the presentation relatively short so that we leave some space for questions and we can interact a bit more directly. So I don't know if you guys have questions.
We're all ears, waiting to be grilled. Not joking. Please don't be shy. We don't bite. We actually we wanted to do this really to really show our that we're very open-minded and we're really eager to learn more and just to get some feedback. We're really open for feedback. If you have any ideas or if you think there is something we missed out, please just point it out, because we're more than happy to learn and grow as well.
seems to have been pretty clear.
Oh, there we go.
Couple of words regarding partnership possibilities for Yes Europe. Current status and future opportunities. Yeah, partnership possibilities. I didn't talk too much about partnerships because this is what is happening mostly in the background. But we kind of do two kinds of partnerships. On one side, we have some partnerships that are linked directly to exchange of knowledge or common projects. We've done one not too long ago with the Climate Fresk, which is an interactive game to show what is the systemic climate change in a way, in a fun way. So we partner with them. We got some training, and now there are many of our members that are trained and that can give this game. So this is an example of a partnership. And on the other side, we're also looking for more sponsors. Sponsors, why? Because we have some activities. At some point we need money to run everything that is in the background, the website, work in our community can also provide a lot for potential sponsors and partners. Another question: how has your commitment within Yes Europe helped you outside Yes Europe, professionally, academic-wise? Maybe Livia.
Yeah. So Alice, I think this is personal to each member. I can share my story, which is, it's, of course, it's a small one, but at the beginning, so my story at Yes really starts from the basics. So Dimitri reached out to me, maybe it was now 2 years ago, and he said, hey, I'm a PhD, by the way, at Imperial College in London, and there wasn't a UK team present for Yes there. And so I really got this chance to create a team there in the UK. And for instance, to say how this has helped me is that as some of you maybe today in the audience are students or have been in university, you probably know that when you do a PhD is very much independent and it's really like solo. So having the chance to really create this team and to be able to basically have this, as we said, we want to empower and gain new skills. So I really had to make a team from scratch, and I had to direct it, organize it, to give it a bit of a vision and so on and so forth. This has really helped me to grow professionally as well as personally. I've met great people. Some people have left, some people stayed, but we're still in touch. And then with that in mind, that basically I found out that the vision of Yes was not very defined, and then had the chance to basically step up in the board and work a bit more on that, which of course always can have room for improvement, but we're trying to make it clear and to pass it on to the new members. In terms of academic wise, I can say I really like to enjoy some of the seminars. For instance, something that is, let's say, a bit, I'm a chemist, so whenever people talk about policy and even now all the buzz that is around the hydrogen, I think it's really nice to basically be in touch with all of these different ideas and it's just a nice way to, instead of having to read a report, you can really go there, ask questions, and it's, as we said, it's a really safe space. So it's you can really ask any questions, and there's nothing bad that can happen to you. So it's really good to learn. Not sure, Dimitri, if you also want to add something there.
Yeah, I can add something to that, but I wanted to ask maybe some of the members that are already present in the call, if they want to share that instead of myself. Because we have, as I said before, lots of different backgrounds, lots of different positions within Yes Europe, and we all have different learnings and things that we enjoy doing. So is there someone who would like to talk a bit? I don't know, Ilaria, Eric, or Sarah, whoever. If not, I will talk myself, but I've talked enough.
There is Dominic as well, not sure.
Yeah, no, it's only part of people.
Either they're to share the role in the coffee time.
Okay. If there is no other questions beside that, maybe we can take a short break before the next presentation. Yeah. Okay. So again, thanks a lot for being here today. The next presentation is going to be by Air Liquide. It's going to be on a very hype topic, which is hydrogen. Air Liquide, it's a big international company that has a lot of insight about it. Maybe you want to say 2 words about it, Ronnie, already, or
so
we take a break first?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dimitri and Livia, for your presentation about ES Europe. And for audience who haven't learned enough about ES Europe and want to get more engaged, we have a networking session in the evening. So be there, and we'll get more interactions. And yes, if we don't have more questions, we are gonna have a quick break for 5 minutes, and we'll start sharp at 3 p.m. Central European time.